If you look at the bubbles today, and specifically if you go to the bubbles, you click here, you go to settings, and you change the bubbles against Bitcoin, not against USD, you'll realize that most of the bubbles are still very, 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 very green. And what that means is that this part of the cycle, after the mini crash that we had on Bitcoin the other day, which went down 15% in one day, we entered a new part of the cycle. And this part of the cycle is not about Bitcoin. It is about the altcoins. And that's why this morning when I woke up, the first thing that I realized, I opened the Banter bubbles, I looked at the bubbles, and I said, good morning, happy alt season to those that celebrate, because we're in a new part of the cycle. And the part of the cycle that we're in is part of the Wall Street cheat sheet. It's the optimism stage of the cycle. It's this stage right over here. And the main thing about this part of the cycle is that in this part of the cycle, people are more optimistic. Optimistic people are more positive people. More positive people want to take more risks. People who want to take more risks go from Bitcoin into altcoins. You could basically say we're in alt season. And when it comes to alt season, what you need is you need information. You need the best information when it comes to alt season. So remember the birds? Remember the Tweety birds that used to give us the inside info? I might have some inside info for you today. That's what we're going to talk about. It's alt season. You need the information. I'm bringing you the information. That's what today's about. Let's go. How many of you are here for the inside information? Be honest, let me know in the comments. How many of you came here just because you want the inside info? How many of you are here? Be honest. Tell me how many of you are here for the inside info, because you won't be disappointed. I've got amazing inside information for you on 4 altcoins here today. And let me tell you, I get the information hot off the press and I just give it to you guys so that we can make life-changing money. And that's where we are. That's where we are at the moment in the cycle. As I said, we're in a new part of the cycle. In the new part of the cycle, people want to take risks. We're optimistic. When people are optimistic, they become more risk takers. When they become more risk takers, they trade out of Bitcoin, out of the safe bet, and they trade into the risky bet. And that's when the altcoins start to run. And when the altcoins start to run, that's when we start to celebrate, because we're a bunch of retard degens. I don't know if you saw this this morning on my Twitter. Dan, did you see it on my Twitter this morning? You did. I wasn't going to show it, so let's quickly get it for you guys. So I don't know if you saw this.
It basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded. So let us say, government by the retarded, for the retarded, of the retarded.
So just change the word government and call it a show. It's a show of the retarded. It's a show of the retarded for the retarded degens. It's a show where a retard degen hosts a show for the retard degens who just want to trade in altcoins. So if you are a degen and you're retarded and you want to trade altcoins, welcome. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, subscribe to our channel. You need to subscribe to the channel, because if you don't subscribe to the channel, you cannot win the Banter bags, and we're going to give away the Banter bags. I think we might even do a Banter bags giveaway today. Also, if you want the alpha today, smash the like button. I've got lots and lots and lots of alpha for you, but remember, to get the alpha out of me, you need to excite me. To excite me, you need to get likes. The more likes, the more excited I get. You know the story. This is not your first time there, not your first time here. It was a big weekend, so getting a little bit rid of the Colombian flu before we actually continue with the show. Dan, relax, bro. They know about Colombian flu. It's a thing here. All right, let's talk, because there's lots to do today. We've got to talk about the inside information. We've got to talk about altcoins. We've got to talk about where we are in the cycle. Or a lot to do today. It's going to be amazing. But guys, help me. Smash the like button. Let's go. So, again, as I said, look where we are. We had that flash crash correction. It took us down 15%. We touched 59,100. We're now back at 67,200 on Bitcoin. But it's not about Bitcoin, because as I said, you go to Banter Bubbles, you click here, you change the setting and you put the setting against Bitcoin. And what you will see is that the bubbles now remain green. And what does that mean? It means that these green altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. So all the AI coins are outperforming Bitcoin. All the meme coins are outperforming Bitcoin. It's not about Bitcoin in this part of the cycle. And the truth is, if you watched our show yesterday, if you look at the bubbles, let's go back to the bubbles. Let's put them back against USD, because I guess that most of you are actually watching the bubbles against USD. So what you can see here is you can see that there's a couple of things that are actually running. What's actually running today? Well, Render's running. SingularityNet's running. By the way, I closed my short. 𝗕𝗫 is running 23%. Fantom is running. If you watched our show yesterday, this should be zero surprise to you. This should be zero surprise to you. We literally said to you yesterday that the AI coins would run. Just listen to what we said yesterday. So let's look at the AI narrative. Why is the AI narrative exploding? First reason why the AI narrative exploding is because in about 2 weeks, so on the 18th, the 21st of this month, we are getting an AI conference in San Jose that is powered by NVIDIA. It is going to be like the biggest AI. So there's the AI conference, and I said you've got to be exposed to AI before this thing. I also told you that one of the people speaking at this AI conference is Render, to explode. Which means that for the next 2 weeks, you actually have yourself a narrative that you should be playing. Because you know that in 2 weeks you're getting this. Now, who's going to be there? Well, pretty much everybody's going to be there. But what we know is that Render is actually talking at this conference. So between now and then, we said that yesterday, we showed you guys that Render was actually talking at the conference. We posted this in the Front Runners group, as well as we posted our near trade in the Front Runners group. And Render is now very much at all-time highs and will probably continue to go because of this AI conference that's actually happening. The other call that we made on the show yesterday, it was at about, I think it was about 35 minutes, if I remember correctly. Let's just have a look at it. And you actually saw me opening a position in front of you guys. I closed my SingularityNet position, but just listen to this part over here. Buy is 𝗕𝗫 protocol. And the reason why I'm going to buy 𝗕𝗫 protocol is pretty much because my researcher told me to. And the reason, he dropped something in Front Runners. He dropped something in Front Runners, which is our Discord group. And he said, look, the reason why he's looking to buy 𝗕𝗫 is because 𝗕𝗫 is like a layer one play and an AI play combined into one. Very smart people. And 𝗕𝗫 protocol has... So you basically now have 𝗕𝗫 talking. And if you look deeply here, you can see that the founder of 𝗕𝗫, Ilya, I can't pronounce his name, 𝗕𝗫𝗪𝗓, I hope he forgives me for pronouncing his name wrong, is speaking on a panel with Jensen Huang. He is literally speaking on a panel with Jensen Huang at this AI conference. And he is an AI degen. This guy is like, he's been in AI for a long time. 𝗕𝗫𝗄𝗪, who is one of the investors, one of the founders of Electric Capital, which is one of the investors in 𝗕𝗫 protocol, he says, excited to see people learn how far ahead Ilya was with AI and large language models. And 𝗕𝗫 protocol, transformers, TensorFlow, a sharded layer one, shared sequences. And so now people are realizing that 𝗕𝗫 protocol may actually be an amazing protocol for this AI narrative, and that their founder is actually very much entrenched in the AI narrative. And so what's happening now is you're getting 𝗕𝗫 also back at $5.50. So you can see 𝗕𝗫 is at $5.50. We took that trade yesterday. So you can see here, we took the trade yesterday. Our portfolio is exploding. If you did this portfolio, it is exploding. Oh man, come on. Let's just see if we can get this to stop scrolling. Can we go here? Okay, there we go. So you can see we took the 𝗕𝗫 trade. That 𝗕𝗫 trade's up 187% right here. We've obviously got the Render trade open from a long time ago in one of the other portfolios. So what you can see is that if you listen to our show yesterday, the AI narrative is going to continue to drive the coin, specifically for the next 2 weeks. I said it to you earlier on in the month. I said to you, you have to be exposed to AI coins. Even though we're not that bullish that the AI coins really have a use case today. The problem is that you've got the AI narrative so strong on the outside world that you just have to keep trading it. When you're in a position where you've got NVIDIA now being a stone's throw away from being probably the most valuable company in the world, you cannot discount the AI narrative. So whether or not you believe in the tokens or don't believe in the tokens, the one thing that you can't do is ignore AI. What you also can't do is you can't go short AI. I went short AI It landed up costing me like 100 grand or 120 grand. I landed up losing on that trade. I mean, it's not the end of the world. The portfolio is still doing fantastically well. It's literally the first trade that we've landed up losing this year. It is the first trade that we've landed up losing this year. We're up $3.6 million from a $50,000 portfolio. So I guess sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You can't land up winning them all. It's a hot narrative, and it's going to remain a hot narrative for as long as AI is a hot narrative outside of crypto. The AI narrative inside of crypto is going to remain strong. And if you look at the performance of the narratives, what you can see is that the only narrative that outperformed AI, that's AI, and it's had a 42.9% month-to-date performance. The only narrative that outperformed that was memes. This meme thing is absolutely crazy. I don't know if you saw this, but you've got dog with hat. Okay, so let's just quickly understand what it is. It's a meme of a dog with a hat, and it has a higher market cap than Spirit Airlines. Okay, no jokes. A meme coin of a dog with a hat literally has a bigger market cap than an entire airline in the United States that has these big airplanes and leases and I mean, this is where we're at. This is where we're at in the cycle. And I'll show you later how that correlates to the optimism in the cycle and where we actually are in the cycle. Someone says, thanks for the near call. If you are part, we did call it on the show, but if you are part of Frontrunners, you caught a lot of tokens yesterday. We'll show the guys. We'll show the guys, and we may actually open Frontrunners again with a waiting list. I'm not sure. We wanted to keep it quite small and exclusive. We may actually open it up at some point. All right, let's carry on. Let's go look at some other things that are happening. Specifically, let's look around at Bitcoin. Despite the hate, and there is a little bit of hate, just a little bit, like a tad of hate. I don't know if you guys saw this, but you got The Economist referring to Bitcoin, get this, as a cockroach. They refer to Bitcoin as a cockroach, basically a useless insect or a bug that just won't go away. And they say Bitcoin has been in existence for 14 years. The elegant mechanism by which it validates itself and supply grows has never been hacked, meaning the token is not going anywhere. Yet it is now obvious that it's pretty limited for the use of payments, as it is restricted by both the high costs and slow speed of transactions. Those trying to build applications on top of blockchains are not doing so on Bitcoin either. With the creations of ETFs, it is now clear that Bitcoin is an investment asset and nothing more. So after this initial surge of interest, what will the returns look like? That's The Economist writing an article about the cockroach, which is the best performing asset at the moment. This cockroach, which just won't go away, is the best performing asset out there. And that's why the ETFs continue to buy it. We had another amazing day on the ETFs. We're getting this insatiable demand by the ETFs. They have bought over $1 billion of ETFs in the last 2 days. So Wall Street has bought over over $1 billion in the last 2 days. So I followed this account called Fred Krueger. It's not Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a different Freddy Krueger, although they do look very similar. When you look at them on the video, they look very similar. But he made a model. And in this model, he says 1 billion a day in new demand should create $100 billion in market capitalization for Bitcoin. So if you look at that on this here, I'm trying to give you some perspective. If we look at the total market cap for crypto, it's $2.6 trillion. The Bitcoin total market cap is $1.3 trillion. And what he's saying is, according to the model that he's done, the model that he's modeled, he says every $1 billion of new buying should create $100 billion in new market cap daily. And he's basically showing how the market cap or the Bitcoin price will go up every time that there is $1 billion worth of buying on the ETF. Now, it does look a bit optimistic, but I think we'll start getting a lot more of these kind of models coming up. He says that's enough to move the price to 117K in 10 trading sessions. If we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 billion. Yeah, I think he's being a little bit optimistic. I've got to be honest. I think he is being a little bit optimistic. But we are at the point where we're starting to get a lot more acceptance. And now, I mean, lots of states, but specifically in this case, Arizona State is considering adding Bitcoin ETFs to its state retirement portfolios. So net, we're just becoming much more acceptable. We've got the institutions doing all the hard work. They actually starting to market the asset first. Van Eck made another advertisement. I'm not going to play it because we'll just get copyright strikes, but they did make another advertisement. The irony is that I know we live in a bubble. I know we live in this amazing bubble where we think that everybody knows what's going on in our world and it's all about crypto. But the masses, they don't know anything about what's going on in Bitcoin, which, by the way, is running like a crazy person who stole a car radio at the moment. That's how fast Bitcoin is running right now. It's at 67,800. Go Bitcoin. So while we keep obsessing with the price, the reality is that the normal person doesn't even know what the price of Bitcoin actually is at the moment.
Guys, for 10 quid, what is the price of Bitcoin right now?
£4.50.
£4.50!
There's more than that.
I'll give you one more guess.
Lower or higher?
Higher.
75 quid.
I think one is like 8,000.
10,000
66,000, guys.
to buy it.
For one.
Yes. Times have changed, huh?
By the way, if you don't know who the interviewer is, the girl with the accent, she's actually the intern that runs the Crypto Banter account. So if you don't already follow the Crypto Banter account, follow her. That's our intern. She's the one writing all the beautiful tweets. But she went out and she actually did this, and you can see that no one even knows what the price of Bitcoin is. So the demand for Bitcoin is becoming insatiable, and you can see it that every time that the US market opens 7 or 8 minutes ago, and look when the price. Look what started happening to the price of Bitcoin 7 or 8 minutes ago. So let's go onto the 3-minute chart. Look, it's literally 7 or 8 minutes ago, the price of Bitcoin started to go up because the demand is coming in from the ETFs as soon as the markets open every single day. And the reason why this demand is starting to happen is because A, you've got the ETFs, and the ETFs have created this thing, but you've also got another force right now which is getting people to buy Bitcoin. And that is the fact that the gold price is actually broken all-time highs. So if you look at gold now again at all-time highs. And people are now starting to equate Bitcoin to this new digital gold. And you can see that here, we showed this to you guys the other day. What you can see is that people are taking money out of the gold ETFs and they're putting it into the Bitcoin ETF. So we're starting to get the very early signs of people starting to move money from Bitcoin from gold to Bitcoin. One of the reasons why they're doing it is because there could be signs of another banking system collapse. I don't know if you guys have been following this, but New York Community Bank has been crashing the last couple of days. It needed a bailout. It got the bailout. It got $1 billion bailout, believe it or not. It got a $1 billion bailout. But, you know, a bank bailout without changing the reason for the fact that the banks are collapsing is like putting a little Band-Aid on when the guy's got a huge gushing wound. You're trying to put a little Band-Aid on. The wound is that interest rates have been too high for too long. That's the wound. The wound is that interest rates have been too high for too long. And high interest rates for too long have basically destroyed the markets, and the banks are starting to collapse. And the smart money is seeing it. And what are they doing? They're rushing into gold. And those that are rushing into gold are now saying, well, look, gold is the new Bitcoin. Let's take our money out of gold. Let's put it into Bitcoin. And that's why you're starting to get this crazy, insatiable demand, which is now driving Bitcoin back above 67,800. Let's just quickly get it back to 67,800. Ready?
Much appreciation.
Oh, not that one. I wanted the prayer, but okay. We'll get let's get the prayer for you guys. Let's try and get it over 68,000. Let's go. We'll get it there. It's almost at 68,000. You can see it's 67,900. And there we go. It worked. Prayer worked. The prayer worked. It hit 68,000. On my screen, it hit 68,000. All right. So that is why it's happening. Also, we had Powell speaking yesterday. Powell said that he does believe that interest rates are going to start coming down, which is good. We're going to talk about that in a second. I think this tweet basically summarizes the perfect storm that we're dealing with at the moment. This tweet, when I read this tweet, I was like, you're right. So he says, so a bank run is starting 42 days before the Bitcoin halving in a presidential election year with 9 newly accepted Bitcoin ETFs that are beating all historical ETF records in a period with high rates and high inflation. I mean, That just sounds like a what's the word I'm looking for? It's like an orgasm, but for your happiness around Bitcoin. I don't know if there's a word for it. It's not a mindfuck. Yeah, bitgasm. But yeah, that's what it is. Just read that again. So a bank run is starting 42, and tell me how it feels when you read this. So a bank run is starting 42 days before the Bitcoin halving in an election year, in a year where 9 newly accepted Bitcoin ETFs are beating all historical ETF records in a period with high rates and high inflation. If the stars could be more aligned, please just tell me how the stars could be more aligned. So that is where we are. I suppose what you need to do is you need to look at the altcoins, and specifically what you need to do is you need to go to the altcoins against Bitcoin, not against. Let me just refresh this page because I want to show you something. Let me refresh the page. So you go here, you click settings, and under settings you change your currency to Bitcoin. Now you're seeing what percentage of the altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. And you can see that it's a lot. It's actually most of the altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. That is a sign that we are in a complete, look at this. I mean, look at the second 100 against Bitcoin. It's pretty much a sea of green. What does that mean? It's a sign that we're in a new era. And I'm going to talk about the new era in a second, but I just want to show you something over here. What is it called when you have like I know what a mindfuck is. It's when you have an orgasm of the mind. When you say like, geez, wow, that's like fucked my mind. That's a mindfuck. I know what an orgasm is. Trust me, those are great. But what's like the orgasm? You guys tell me in the comments what we call this thing. I do want to also show you something else because a lot of you have been texting me the last couple of days. You said to me, hey, I would use Banter Bubbles a lot more if I could just watch my own portfolio in Banter Bubbles. It's so simple. Click on the settings tab over here. Go to watch list / portfolio. Click it over here. Create a watch list. Let's call it here. Instead of calling it Runs Watch List 3, let's call it Runs Degen Plays. Okay. And then just start selecting which bubbles you want. So Bitcoin, ETH, I want Nosana. I'll add Nosana to it. What else do I want? Rune. I want Rune in my portfolio. Rune. ThorChain. I want Solana. And you can just basically add a watch list. And once you've got that watch list, that is basically, I want to add Fantom as well, because I think we're talking about Fantom today as well. We're talking about FTM, Fantom, Fantom, so Fantom. Josh, you must change it so that you can put the token symbol in also. You press add tokens, bang, now you've got your own watch list and your own portfolio. Anyone can do it. You can do it here just by going to the watch list. Anyway, let's go back to it. So I'm going to go back to the top 100. So we are as I said, we're in a new era. In the new era, we are specifically in an era where people are much more optimistic. What does it mean when people are optimistic? When people are depressed, they're not in the mood for taking risks. They're conservative about their money. They're conservative about their outlook. Typically in those periods, people go risk off, or they're very, very, very skeptical to put risk on. When we get into this level over here, which is optimism, you can see that this is where the aggressive part of the cycle actually begins. And the reason why we get to the aggressive part of the cycle here is because optimism breeds risk-taking mentality. So you know what I'm talking about. I bet you that in the earlier part of the cycle, specifically around here in the cycle, you weren't ready to take risks. You were very risk averse. You were keeping your chips in your pocket. Now that you've got confidence, now that we've passed the disbelief phase and we've gone into optimism, which is the risk-taking part of the cycle, I bet you that you are taking more altcoin bets, and you're not alone. The whole market is taking a whole lot more bets. And that is why in this part of the cycle, things start to happen really, really, really quickly. You can see that the amount of time to go from here to here is a very, very, very short amount of time. That is the mindset that we're in now. That's the mindset that all the crypto degens are in now. They are in an optimistic mindset and they're ready to put their chips on the table. And you can see it. You can see that just from a charting pattern, we've broken the charting patterns, which show that we're going into this very, very, very aggressive, very short period of time. I want to just show you what this looks like when you look at a normal chart. Josh, have you fixed the portfolio thing so that they can track their portfolios by putting in just the symbol, not the actual full name? Yes. Oh, it's done already. Well done. Congratulations. So look here. So if we go to the weekly, and I'm going to zoom out here on the weekly, and I'm going to go to the previous cycle because I think that's where we need to look. I just want to show you how quickly this happens. So from here, where we are now, I would say we're probably here, till here, we're talking 16 weeks. 16 weeks. That's it. 16 weeks. Things are going to start happening a lot quicker now because people are in a risk-taking mindset, and you can see it. One of the metrics that I use to evaluate the risk-take mindset is I look at what I call the crazy Asian degens. Okay, the crazy Asian retard degens. That's like us. It's our counterparts in Asia. We're the retard degens here in the West, but we have counterparts in Korea. And I know that in Korea, they are much more degenerate than we are. They're much more in touch with altcoins, and they're much more degenerate than we are in the West. When they start paying a premium for Bitcoin, which is called the kimchi premium, it's a premium that people in Korea pay to buy Bitcoin. It's like the Coinbase premium. The reason why people do this is because they are much more optimistic and they are willing to pay a premium because they just want to get into the market. And now we can see that the kimchi premium is at 10%. In other words, people in Korea are paying 10% more for Bitcoin. That's what it is. So you can see that we are about to get into this period. And by the way, this period completely coincides with Jerome Powell saying that he will actually cut interest rates this year. So if you look at the Bitcoin chart and you say, okay, look, the Bitcoin price is here when the interest rates are here, and Jerome Powell said he's about to reduce interest rates, what that means is that we are going to start moving pretty quickly. And so in this part of the market, actually, you need to have a plan. You need to have a very different plan from the previous parts of the market. Previous parts of the market, we had time. You could sit on the sidelines. You didn't actually have to think about your exit from the market. Now, as I showed you, because things are happening really quickly, much quicker than we thought. In fact, let's just go. I just want to go back one more cycle. Let's go back one more cycle. Here's the cycle over here. Let's just say that we are here. We'll be conservative. 7 weeks. I mean, this is how fast things are happening. This part of the cycle means that you have to have a plan. So someone says Banter would crumble without Josh and Jimmy. I agree. It says AZ is actually Josh. So it's Josh saying that. Someone says, please don't get trapped in search of the perfect entry. You've missed the perfect entry now. It will cause you to be sidelined for an inordinate amount of time, leading to more pressure for the perfect entry. It's not about the perfect entry now. It's about entering when you think the market's right. You know what I did today? I'll show you what I did today. Look at my last trade history. Look at my last trade. Look. Oh man, why is it doing this? Oh wait, let me just show you my last trade. Hold on a second, because I haven't traded with. That's the problem. Let me show you my last trade today. Okay, this was a trade. Look, trade history. I literally went and longed. I opened a huge Solana long today. Why did I do that? Because there's news on Solana, which I'm going to share with you in a couple of minutes. It's not about the perfect entry anymore. You've missed the perfect entry time. Now the market's going to start running. You don't have time. I think you must save money for dips. But it's not about that now. It's not about the perfect entry. Also now, when you measure your performance, don't measure your performance against the US dollar. The price against the US dollar means nothing. The price against Bitcoin or ETH or Sol is your new benchmark. You have to benchmark all your trades. Did I outperform Bitcoin? Did I outperform ETH? Did I outperform Sol? If not, you're not entering the right tokens. You're trading too conservatively. And then, of course, now you have to start thinking of when to sell, because you don't want to be caught riding the cycle up. You know, they say stairs up. They say stairs up and elevator down. That's basically how it works. Stairs up, elevator down. You don't want to be riding the cycle to top and then get caught in this and then basically give back all your winnings. So in the next couple of days and weeks, we will talk about the exit strategy. In fact, maybe on the weekend, I'll do a show around exit strategies and when we start exiting, because the time to get in was a long time ago. If you haven't been in, chances are you should be getting in now. I can't keep saying it anymore. I keep telling you, get in. Don't wait. The dips are being bought up too quickly. And I'm not saying we won't have a dip. We will have lots of dips. but don't wait for the perfect entry. You missed the perfect entry. That was in the bear market. Now we're going to start thinking about exits. And as Psycho says, he says, it's much harder to be objective when price goes parabolic. Your goalpost will start to shift. I made that mistake in the past. So when you take profits, it's going to be absolutely clinical. That's what's going to be doing. Josh, I'm still getting comments here as to whether you fixed this watch list function and you can now have watch lists. He said give him 5 minutes. But remember, if you want to set up a watch list, you click here, you go to settings, you go to watch list, name your watch list, and then you can actually view it. If you want to view your watch list, you just go to top 100, and then you can see I created the Runs DGen play, and that's the tokens in Runs DGen play. So that is where we are in the cycle. As I said to you, in this part of the cycle, it's not Bitcoin season. You know what it is? It's good morning alt season. And that's what I woke up this morning. I thought, man, it's the first day that I woke up and I thought, you know what, guys, we're really in alt season. We're really in alt season. Did you see what these DGens American ETFs just did? They came to the market, drove the price up, did all their buying, and now they went back to bed, and now the price has come back down. American fund traders, crazy guys. So in this part of the cycle, it's very much the alt season part of the cycle. And you can see that we're already almost in alt season. Alt season is when we get to 75. We are in 73. So we're very much in the alt season part of the cycle. In the alt season part of the cycle, what you want to do is you want to sell your Bitcoin and you want to put your money into altcoins. That's really theoretically what you should be doing. You want to sell your Bitcoin and put your money into altcoins. That's basically what you want to be doing in the altcoin part of the season. You'll also notice that in this part of the season, this part of the market season, the Bitcoin dominance is going to start dropping. And you can see that it already retested and it's starting to come a whole lot down. So we are getting into that section. And in this section, you need to get information. And today we're going to talk about the altcoin information that I have for you. Because I'm watching a couple of altcoins and I've taken a couple of altcoin trades. And let me tell you something. Our altcoin trades have been so spot on, it has actually been ridiculous. 𝗕, Render, Fantom, Solana, they have been absolutely ridiculous. I don't think I've ever had such a good, solid winning streak in my entire life. And I'm about to share more altcoins tips with you. But I'm not sharing any more altcoin tips until we get to 2,500 likes. That's for sure. So while I'm waiting for you guys to smash the like button and to get 2,500 likes, few things that I have to discuss with you. First thing is, I am looking for researchers. Can we put this form? Is it in there? You got the form? Okay, let me send it to you. Can we put this form? Guys, I'm looking for researchers. What the researchers are going to do is they're going to work with the entire research team. And they're going to help us, find all the hidden gems. They're going to work in our Discord and they're going to help us create show content. If you want to be part of our team, what we need you to do is to go and fill in this form. Now, it says the following. It says, as one of the larger media businesses, we're looking for experienced researchers with a high base of knowledge that can work fast and think fast. In order not to waste your time and ours, we have created a questionnaire to be completed by every applicant. Don't use ChatGPT or don't Google the answers, because when you get to the interview, you'll just be embarrassed. If you know the answers, great. If you don't know the answers, then don't put the answers in. That's fine. Just say, I don't know. A lot of people that we have hired, we need 10 of these researchers, guys. We need 10 of these researchers. So, first one shouldn't be difficult. It's your name and surname. Next one is your nationality. Where do you live? Your mobile phone number so we can get hold of you if you're successful. Your email address. Your Twitter handle so we can see your Twitter. And if you're happy to work during European hours. And we're not only looking during European hours, but we'd prefer some people during European hours. Then there's a whole lot of questions like, which ETH layer 2 are you bullish on and why? What's the difference between optimistic and ZK rollups? What is EIP4844? Why is it so good? Fill in all these answers. If we like the way that you filled in those answers, we will contact you and you could join our research team and you can have the time of your life. So that is, if you want to do it, please. We're looking for full-time researchers, salaries, market-related. We will be paying you guys. You will be part of the most incredible team in the world. You will get access to all the alpha that we get, but we need you to come and work with us. We need 10 researchers. So if you've been wanting to go full-time crypto and you've been in crypto for more than 2 years, don't apply if you haven't been in crypto for more than 2 years. We may want you to join our team. All right, let's go back to altcoins. Later on, we'll do an Apple Vision Pro giveaway, but for now, let's go back to altcoins. So I made a couple of altcoin trades. I posted the altcoin trades in Frontrunners yesterday. One of the altcoin trades that I posted in Frontrunners yesterday is this trade over here. Let's just quickly go to it. I want to show you. I took the trade. Here it is. It's a Fantom trade. It's 124% up since I took the trade. I posted immediately in front runners when I took the trade, and I still don't think it's too late. So why do I believe that? Why have I all of a sudden gone into Fantom? Why have I all of a sudden changed my tune in Fantom? Or as the 𝗕𝗘𝗣𝗢𝗢 says, he says, look like the Fantom bull crypto man run has woken up from hibernation. I mean, I wasn't hibernating. It was a very calculated decision. I'll tell you what my calculated decision was. I've been in Fantom since the launch. I was an advisor to the old Fantom when it launched. I had a whole lot of tokens. And I made a whole lot of money. I made a lot of money on Fantom. But then Andre left. There was the multi-chain hack. And the multi-chain hack basically put the brakes on Fantom because a lot of the treasury was in there. It was the bridge that allowed people to bridge on and off Fantom. And so basically I looked at Fantom and I said, look, Fantom is a great bunch of people with 3 years of runway and it's a great protocol. But they've got a lot of problems. And with the limited amount of money that I had, I thought, let me put the money into other places. And I did. I put the money into Celestia. I put the money into Solana. I put the money into many other platforms. And I made 10x and 15x and 20x, which was a very, very, very good trade. Because if you look at Fantom and you look at where Fantom was around the bottom, and like I would have never caught the bottom. I probably would have bought it somewhere around here. It was 24 cents. So 24 cents takes us up to 80 cents. I missed the 3.5x on Fantom. Well, actually, I bought in at 70 cents yesterday. So I missed the 3x on Fantom. The reality is, though, that I had a call with the team last night, and it seems like a lot of the past is now in the past, and that they've got a very, very, very solid future. Now, the team didn't want to talk a lot. I've got to be honest. They didn't want to talk a lot. They didn't want to give me too much insider info because I didn't want anyone to have insider info. But I'm very smart. And I can take pieces and put all the pieces together because I spoke to Andre and I've been following Andre's work and I can kind of see exactly what's going on. Let me put the pieces of the puzzle together for you and you tell me if you agree. Now remember, we don't know this. We're just putting pieces of the puzzle together. The one thing we know about Fantom is that, as I said, I tweeted this immediately and I told you immediately when I bought this. And I also said here, don't buy the ecosystem tokens yet though. And I'll explain this later on my show. So buy Fantom, but don't buy the ecosystem tokens. And I'll explain to you why I said that. So I remember this article over here in August 2023, when Andre 𝗕𝗓𝗓 said that they were exploring adding exploring making Fantom a side chain to Ethereum with optimistic rollups. I remember this article very, very clearly. And at the time, Andre had left, but you can now see that Andre is back in Fantom. Now, he's pretty much full-time back in Fantom. Someone says, go check Andre 𝗕𝗓𝗓's Twitter profile, see everything that he's been tweeting. The man is dialed in right now. He is very much dialed in. If you go back to his thing, he is retweeting a lot about Fantom. You can see that he's all in on Fantom. Now, I know Andre. I've been around for a long time. There is no better guy. There's no better dev in the space than Andre. The guy can ship at 1,000 miles per hour and he thinks 10 steps ahead of the game. And it does feel like he's back in the Fantom ecosystem. So piece number one of the puzzle, they were talking about ETH layer 2 or becoming an ETH sidechain. Piece number 2, Andre's back. And he seems to be quite actively back. Piece number 3, they were at ETH Denver. Why would Fantom be doing a speech at ETH? Why would Fantom be doing anything at ETH Denver, right? But they were doing something at ETH Denver. What were they talking about at ETH Denver? They were talking about, let me just get you guys the timestamps. They were talking about this new upgrade called Sonic. Now, what is Sonic? It's a stack. So what is Sonic?
Technology we've got coming out for Fantom, which I think...
Sonic's like a tech stack. It's basically a tech stack. It's a Fantom virtual machine plus some more tech. Listen to what he said.
About the Sonic technology, and I'm sure a lot of you are already familiar with Sonic and what it is and how it's going to make things better. But just to sum up what it actually is, it's kind of like a free tier technology change. So we've changed the way that the database works for Fantom. So we've been able to minimize how much storage is required for what we call the RPC or the archival nodes and the validated nodes. But and also by changing the database, we've been able to significantly speed up the amount of transactions that can be processed by the network, while also minimizing the confirmation times. So usually there's a trade-off between security and decentralization and confirmation times and how performant your network is. And so we've kind of optimized the trade-off. We've also developed a new virtual machine called the Fantom virtual machine that just makes executing smart contracts a lot faster. And we've also optimized our current Opera client to become the new Sonic client. And so there have been many technical changes with the way that nodes communicate with one another. I won't get into all the details, but it just makes it for a much better experience. So it's just a lot cheaper to run a node. It's a lot faster to sync up a node. It's a lot easier.
So that's what they call Sonic. It's a tech stack that makes Fantom a lot faster. Now you ask yourself, okay, how much faster is this new Fantom? So let me show you how much faster this new Fantom is. Let's just go to 9 minutes 30. That's where he speaks about how fast the new Fantom is. Okay, come on, you can do this. Hold on, let's go back to 9 minutes and 30.
Plucking the number out of thin air, that is something that is actually tangible and out there. And in addition to that, to kind of emphasize how scalable the network is, if you were just processing ERC20 transfers, right, which a lot of applications do, right, particularly DeFi applications, we're actually able to increase the number of transactions fivefold to over 10,000 transactions per second. And I think for a network that gets a lot of traction, that is more than enough.
So they're talking about 10,000 transactions a second, and they're also talking about giving gas fees, or they are giving gas fees back to developers that have apps that use a lot of gas. Those gas fees can actually go back to the developers. So Fantom, speaking at ETH Denver, you can actually, by the way, you can actually use this now. If you want to experience it, you can go to maze.fantom.network, connect your wallet, and you can actually mess around. Then I listened to this podcast with Андреа Кринья 6 months ago. Just listen to what he said.
Okay, and is there a possibility where Fantom could become an L2, a layer 2 network on Ethereum?
That is a very, very passionate topic you just raised on my part. Let's first start with what's a layer 2. Can anyone on this call give me a definitive definition?
So he basically says, look, it's not a layer 2, it's a side chain to Ethereum, but you can see that he's very much open. So look, I'm putting all the pieces together. What am I seeing here? And by the way, they were talking airdrop.
Real benefits that the Sonic technology will give to builders. And
airdrop. Okay, so I'm putting this all together and I'm saying airdrop plus ETH layer 2 or ETH sidechain plus new Sonic VM plus very fast transactions. What am I seeing here? And I might be completely wrong. We may look at this video and you may meme it for the rest of my life. I'm seeing Fantom becoming an ETH sidechain, doing an airdrop of sort. I'm seeing Andre back, and that's why what I did was I went and bought Fantom. I bought it at 70 cents. If I'm right, it's still cheap. If I'm wrong, Fantom loves the bull market. I don't think I'm going to lose any money. So that's the first one. That's the first bit of information that I have for you. The second bit of information that I have for you is actually around Solana. You saw earlier on, I took a position in Solana. And since I took the position in Solana, Solana exploded. Congratulations to me and congratulations to anyone that followed my trade. Even though I'll tell you a story, our trades have been so good in Frontrunner that the Irishman said to me, are you crazy putting in a Solana trade at this price? How can you be putting in a Solana trade at this price? Irishman, you owe me an apology, sir. The reason why is because I read this article and it says Pantera raising funds to buy big Solana holding from FTX estate. Okay. So Pantera, the big problem with Solana, the reason why Solana can't run is because there's all the token that the FTX estate actually owns. And it's a big number of tokens. It is, I think it's 41 million tokens. It's $5 billion worth of tokens that are owned. Now I read that Pantera, who by the way is raising a fund to buy, is raising a fund to buy up to 250 million worth of SOL tokens from the estate. They would be buying the tokens at a price of $59.95. Now, I think they're easily going to raise that money. Now, when they raise that money, that takes away this cloud of the $5 billion worth of SOL that's in the market, right? So that is why I went and landed up buying Solana. Obviously, I saw that, I've seen all the fundamentals and the DEXs and we love Solana as a chain. But that's why I took this trade and it's starting to pay off. And this was a monster fucking trade. This was 5,000 SOL that I landed up, 5,000 SOL that I ended up buying, that's a massive trade. You can see my open position here is 17,500 SOL. I must be a fucking crazy DJ. But I'm also $838,000 up on that trade. So not such a DJ move in a bull market. So that's the next one that I bought. The other one that I bought is Rune. So why did I buy Rune? Because there's something happening on Rune. The first thing that's happening on Rune, there's a lot happening on Rune. Order books are coming to Rune. Remember, Rune is a cross-chain protocol. Now you're getting order books, Solana integration, you're getting Maya protocol aggregation, and they're burning 60 million Rune. Now, how Rune works is that they keep burning Rune tokens. That's how the tokenomics work, right? And you can see that they're about to burn 60 million Rune. Now, 60 million Rune disappears off the market cap. That knocks off $360 million. So Rune is another one that I've actually landed up buying. And again, fundamentals. I'm not buying. Yes, you can make a lot more money on meme coins and hot tea. I'm talking to you only about fundamentals here. The other one which I am evaluating. Now, I was very torn about whether I should speak about this or not. And the reason why I'm very torn is because they are one of our sponsors. So I'm speaking to you now about one of our sponsors, but I'm not speaking to you because they are a sponsor. I'm speaking to you because I'm taking a trade. And the trade that I'm taking is actually DOT. I haven't been a DOT person. I'll be honest. I think DOT failed in their old model. The reason why DOT failed is because they had a very smart developer. Gavin Wood is a very smart developer. He wrote one of the ETH yellow papers, one of the original ETH yellow papers. He built the original Ethereum. Then he went to DOT. He built DOT. But he created a model. For those of you who don't know what DOT is what they call a chain, a main chain, which connects a whole lot of side chains so that all the side chains become interoperable. The mistake that he made was that he made the chains pay to be part of the system. Unlike Cosmos, which says, look, anybody can just use our technology, you had to lock up a whole lot of DOT tokens. You had to lock up a whole lot of DOT tokens. That model didn't work. And so in the beginning, people really wanted to be a part of it, but now they didn't want to anymore. And so it took them a long time to pivot, but they are pivoting now, and they're going into what they call DOT 2.0. Now, here are the things that DOT's got going for it. A, their developer community is very, very, very aggressive. They've made a couple of changes. Flexible block times, so each parachain can actually decide what block times they want. Flexible cores, parachains run on cores, they're like CPUs, and you can get flexible ones. And flexible rent models, you can pay as you go as opposed to locking up your tokens for a long period of time. So I'm putting all the pieces together and I'm going, hold on a second. Maybe it's time to take a look at DOT again, or at least to start focusing on DOT again. And again, I'm reminding you because I like to keep the lines very clear between sponsorship and actually what we talk about, because there can be a conflict at some point. Today, I'm talking to you about DOT, even though it is our sponsor, but I'm talking to you not because of it. Because I see how Fantom's managed to turn the corner, it got me starting to look at DOT, and I think DOT may be able to also turn the corner. And so I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on DOT together with you guys. And if it's good, I'll tell you that it's good. And if it's not good, I'll tell you that it's not good. That's just how it's going to be. But for now, I'm very much following the dev activity. And I mean, look at the ecosystem. This is the DOT and the 𝗕𝗓𝗓 ecosystem. So very much that's what I'm looking at. And the other one that's probably worth looking at, but we'll talk about the other one tomorrow. It'll give you guys a reason to come back tomorrow. So I want to address one other thing. A lot of you have written me, I just want to open something to show you. I want to show you something. Let's quickly do this. Okay, hold on a second. I want to open something to show you, something to do with altcoins. A lot of you have phoned me, not phoned me, but you've sent me, hold on a second. Let me just log in here. You've said, look, Ran, I only started watching you recently. I feel like I've already missed the boat. Hold on a second. Let me just get this right here. And let me open this account here. Okay, here we go. So you said to me, look, Ran, we just joined. We've been sidelined for a long time. We are what we call sidelined capital. And we see your portfolio. Oh, come on, select one. God, now it's going to ask me for 2FA or something. Please don't ask me for 2FA. Okay, so here we go. Jeez. Okay, I can't open this account, but here we are. So a lot of you have reached out to me and you've said to me, look, you've been trading a lot. You've been trading on Bybit a lot. And when you've been trading on Bybit, your portfolio has grown a hell of a lot. And it's right. We started this portfolio with $50,000. It's already at $3.5 million. And I understand that for some people watching this, they're like, how do we even relate to that? So I'm starting something new now. And if you want to join me, you're more than welcome to join me. Here's how it works. I've opened another account, and this time I'm using a BitGet account because they're also one of our sponsors. And what we're going to be doing is I'm putting in 100 grand into this account. You can put in 1,000, 10,000, whatever you want into this account. And we're going to start again, and we're going to start from scratch at this part of the cycle. So this account, the BitGet account, is going to be for the people that haven't been following us for a long time and have just started to follow us now and want to start building a portfolio. I'm starting a second account on BitGet. So if you want to join me on the second journey, the Bybit account will keep running. We don't have any plans to stop running the Bybit account. It'll still be a very active account. They're still our partner exchange. They're one of our best exchanges. But we want people who haven't got it to also go. So sign up on BitGet today, deposit money into your account, be ready to trade. I've got money in this account. I've got $100,000 in the account that I'm going to start trading. Also, remember, if you do sign up, you can stand a chance to win one of the Apple Vision Pros. If you sign up to any exchange account, you can win the Apple Vision Pros. So do that. And then from like next week, I'll give you guys until the end of the weekend. From next week, what we'll do is we'll actually start trading on the BitGet account as well for the new people. So not the old people. You've already got Rune and Solana and you've been buying when we've been buying. But there's a whole lot of new people. And the new people, if you want, but do it on BitGet. I'll tell you why you must do it on BitGet. So we can trade the same tokens at the same price. Otherwise, the problem is, you're going to try to look for it on Binance. It's going to be a different token. It's not going to be listed. It's not going to be on the same price. So go and do it. If you're in the States and you can't open it, just go to Evo. There's a link to Evo. You can do it on a decentralized exchange. It's Evo. It's this one over here. And you can still stand a chance to win the Apple Vision Pro. Another thing is this weekend, I'm going to be doing a lot of content. I'm going to be doing like probably 3 or 4 shows. I'm going to be doing a meme coin show. I'm going to be doing a profit taking show and probably a couple of other shows. But I'm doing them on Banter Plus. I'm not doing them on this channel. We have another channel. The other channel is called Banter Plus. Let me show you where it is and let me show you what. Hold on a second. James, have you been using my computer? Are you sure? We're going to talk, bro. So look here. He says he hasn't been using my computer. I'm going to show you that James has been using my computer. So you see this channel here called Banter Plus. I'm going to be on Banter Plus. So go to Banter Plus, subscribe to Banter Plus. There's a link below. Subscribe to it and hit the notifications because I'm coming to you 3 times this weekend with high alpha shows. You know what? Look here. I want to just show you something. You know how I know when James has been on my computer? Okay, look here. See when I click here, YouTube. Look at what comes up here. Oh, it's not. I thought it said YouPorn. It wasn't YouPorn. It wasn't YouPorn. I thought James was using my computer again. Let me know if you watch YouPorn in the comments. No, I'm kidding. And if you do, let me know what videos are good. Porn is bad. Andrew Tate says porn is bad. Okay, let's just quickly go and look at the bubbles because I don't know. Like, sometimes it's just better to watch the bubbles than to go and watch Netflix. Like sometimes you must just lie in bed with your wife and just watch the bubbles. I promise you. She'll love that. The green, apparently green turns people on. Apparently it's a massive turn on the green stuff. Let's see, has anything changed? Fantom. You see, I'm looking at them against Bitcoin. I've got to change back to look at them against USD, let's see. Okay, let's go back. Fantom, 80 cents, yeah, very good. Injective also now going to all-time highs. Amazing. Listen, we're on alt season, guys. There's no other way to say it. It's going to be a short and it's going to be an aggressive and a violent alt season. We're going to talk about how to take profit soon. We've got a lot to do. Oh, you want to do giveaways? Is that why you're here? Dan is the guy that works for all our sponsors, and he gets us all these amazing giveaways. So look, guys, there is a protocol called Root Protocol. What they've got is they've got this 𝗔𝗓 site. Now, what is 𝗔𝗓? It's when you reserve your identity. It's like, so you can say Dan is me, and then you own Dan is me. Or I can say Run is me. I already own Run is me, and I own CryptoMan Run is me too. So don't try and register those, but go and register them. And then just tweet that you've registered them. Tweet at who? Who do we at? So look, go and claim the handle. Okay, then
you go tweet your handle.
You tweet your handle.
You get the rewards.
And you get the rewards. And then you get a chance to win $1,000. And also remember that you've got to own your digital identity. Like this is the equivalent of someone stealing the McDonald's website and then McDonald's having to fight for their own website. So I don't know what your name is, but whatever. Like for example here, Colin Jenkins is me. So now what I'm going to do now to prove to Colin Jenkins that he's bad and that he hasn't done it and that he's being negligent, I'm going to go and I'm going to register Colin Jenkins is me. And now I'm gonna try and sell it, and then I'm gonna try and sell it to him. Okay, Colin, I'm not gonna do that because I'm a good guy. But just go and do it. It costs nothing. What's it cost? $15 or nothing. Okay, just go and connect your wallet and just go register like Colin Jenkins is me, or Charles Z is me, or Wayne is me, or Yvonne De Silva is me. Otherwise, somebody else might do it, and then it's not you anymore. Listen, I gotta go. I've got to be on Twitter Spaces. Love you guys madly. See you guys again tomorrow. Until then, trade well, my friends.